Good goosey morning, Geese. Hello, Geese. Hello, friends. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Goose Show. It's the Goose here. As and a fragile box. There's the word fragile on it. Fragile! Which means there's something in this box. Something very magical indeed. It's a foam.
I got you, stupid!
No, it is about several hundred cards. This is probably by far the biggest lot I've ever ordered. A good majority of this, however, is either duplicate or not stuff I've drawn, and also stuff not even for me but for other people. So, well, let's get into this. Somehow. Scissors might be useful. I really want to get into this without damaging any of the cards, so... So we've got a Crash Bandicoot land. So as you can see, I've actually fixed the borders now. The borders actually look relatively decent. They're not perfect, but they're decent enough. The text is still a tiny little bit blurry, but that's kind of the best I can really get it from the printer at the moment. As you can see, we've got classic Crash Bandicoot lands. We have one of my Exoforce style vehiculars. Let's see. The Goosezilla. It is a big goose.
Big goose!
Big goose. Another copy of the Grand Titan. Thunder Fury, which is normally Exoforce sets. A couple of those. Arctic Antics, which was the very first level in Crash Rapid Cortex. Sorry,
Whoa!
of Cortex. And a couple of those. Nissa, who is best girl.
Nissa!
A goosey volcanic island. It is a goosiness. It's a goosiness sauna. Percolate. Daughter Nothingness, but it's Shrek. The male. Shrek moment. I am Iron Mirror. You tap it. I think it's the one that adds red mana to your mana pool. We have a goose coat of arms. There's a goose. See little geese. Here, a bell. A bit of bread and a knife. All the very important things to geese. The Shrek one. We've got one of the car ones they did, which is a photography-based project. That's the Toyota Sprinter Torino. Eventually, if I ever get the initial D one they did, which was Japan exclusive to Hot Wheels, I may redo this. But for now, this is kind of the best I could do. I have a Goose Hallowed Fountain, which just says honk, because it is a fountain. And fountains sometimes have words on them. And another coat of arms, because yes. I printed off a Traxxer, but it's Anduamon, because I thought it was very funny. Well, funny enough, I think that was one of the ones that was printed for somebody else. However, I also wanted one, I think. Heavy Weapons Goose. I am Heavy Weapons guy. And this is my weapon. We have a Tundra, which is a goose. I'm going to go to this lake. Doing a slide.
Doing a slide!
Sliding goose. You can imagine the theme. What was it? The slider thing from Mario 64? That's the Gran Turismo 4 GT Le Mans. It's another car ones. Cars. And more of those. There's a few more iron mirrors. I think the iron mirror could have been done with being a bit lower in the frame, but it's fine, I guess. I don't hate it. Getting these exactly in frame is really fucking horrid. You're not, Wizards of the Coast themselves. Man echoes, they didn't go to the honk.
Goose in a little honk.
Go to the honk. A bunch of elves for my friend who ordered them. With another Nissa, so I think, one of the Nissas is for me, I think. Pretty sure one of the Nissas is for me, because I was like, sure, there's a spare Nissa. There was a slot for her, so I was like, I want a Nissa as well. I just want to make sure that I definitely have one for that person as well. I'm not sure if I'll use the Nissa, but I wanted one just in case. As it is the other Atraxa. Pretty cool Atraxa. I get that the some of the stuff is a bit suggestive, especially like the stuff like the like the Angelmon, but I don't mind the Angelmon because Angelmon, like in the anime of Digimon's a bit bit sus. Another goose token.
Goose.
Geese. More geese. I believe this is one of the original sort of dragon tokens from way back in the day, or at least styled after them. A lot of stuff in the card game One Piece, so this is more sort of towards a different card game, but it's still it's from the set 3, I think. Someone wanted a bunch of this stuff proxied up for that, just because it was one of the things. They want to play test it beforehand. I think that's like maybe an entire blue deck, potentially. Yes, that's the leader for the deck. That's how One Piece works, I believe. This one I might get printed off for myself as well. Someone did a Zaku token for Mir. Zaku is very cute. When we get to the section. Just trying to get to the section. That is all my stuff. So like all of this alone is for one of my other friends. So like there's one lot for one friend, one lot for another. Here we go. More gigantics. This is level 2, so it's Bamboozle. No, Bamboozle was level 2. Bamboozle was level 2 of the game of Crash Breath of Cortex. Wizard of the Lizard, which is level 4, I think. think Tornado Alley was 3, I think, and that was 4. I got a Takanuva Sun Titan, which was made by Eden Sanders. Shout them out because they're pretty cool. But they did a series of, I think, like 6. I'm not sure it's like the particular cycle, but they did like the Titans as Bionicle characters, which is really fucking cool. And Sun Titan is actually pretty damn decent. Probably one of the few times when a white part of a cycle is actually pretty good. Sorry, I'm categorizing things in the wrong way. More Grand Titans and Thunder Furies. My ever faithful companion, Goose Magician! I tried to do like the backing the same way like Dark Magician was in the similar art piece this is inspired by, which is just rings. It's a bit more basic than that, but I think it kind of works. There's a goose. There is Battle Screech, which is the one with Geese in a Hon. Amen Mind Sensor is just Aristotle Goose. The flavor text says, "Only I am permitted to conduct what searches here. Glory to Hongstotska." Because Goose. Another copy of Goose Seal, which will go into the binder. More coat of arms action. Because I'll probably use this in all my tribal decks as well. So, yes. More Hallowed Fountains. I might put that into another deck as well, or I might go in the binder. Uplink, which is another one of the Exo Force cards. A couple copies of that. One for the vehicle deck. Another Volcanic Island. Goose doing a shower. Not shower. Goose doing a sauna. Percolate and such.
Percolate!
Have a percolate day.
Percolate!
I'm trying to like arrange things. So I can put things. So I can sort things. Oh, for goodness sake, are those the scissors on top of that? Yep, the scissors are on there. Great. I have like a bit under my desk to put things. More Tundras. This was by Zach Stella. I think this was an official art, but they just did a different frame. Damnation for the Bolus deck, because it's a Super Friends deck, so it doesn't really care about creatures that much. So yeah, destroy creatures, because creatures aren't planeswalkers. Fuck you, Baltimore. More heavy weapons, Goose.
More Goose.
Finally printed off Cementing Voice, because I've been using the paper proxy for it for a while. Obviously, originally this was an official art by Vulcan Bayer, but I just put the goose around it, because instead of Bolus, there's just a goose. Not the best fucking edit, but it's goose. Got the Audi Sport Quattro for the set. And the Toyota MR2 Rally for the Hot Wheels set. The BMW 2002 for the Hot Wheels set that I decided to do. That Sinking Feeling, which I think is... I think that's a second wave one. Seashell Shenanigans, which is second... the second... It's the second Warp Room. Right. And then Rumble in the Rocks, which is the boss of the Warp Room, over at Warp Room 1. Jungle Rumble, which is Warp Room 2's... I think might be the next level afterwards. I can't remember the exact way those go. H2 Owner, which is 5th of that one. Because each one had a lab level. Not in this lot is Compactor Reactor, which I already had printed off. It's basically the first lab I did, because it's funny. That's kind of what inspired the whole thing. We have a different border version of Leon Vest, which is an official art. Let's see, back. I can't actually read, unfortunately, the bottom bit. And a Liliana of the Veil, just because I specifically wanted like borderless versions of them, and also spending shitloads on Liliana Veil, no thank you. And then Liliana the Last Hope, and some pretty versions of the emblems. And then Liliana the Dark Realms. I don't think I printed the emblem for her, because I think I've got an emblem for her somewhere. I actually have the old emblem. Surprisingly enough, the one emblem that I do And then this was by Patrol Torded, something Patrol. The Chain Veil. So it's a new version of the Chain Veil, which I thought was pretty cool. Sort of anime-ified version. Because that just goes into Super Friends decks. That just goes into Super Friends decks. Oh, but the thing is, if you didn't activate a loyalty ability for this turn, you lose 2 life. In a Super Friends deck, you are never not activating the loyalty ability of a Planeswalker. You are never not doing that. But then it says, for each Planeswalker you join me, activate one of its loyalty abilities to turn effect. None of its abilities can with this turn. 4 mana, that's 4 mana, and then 4 mana tap. Pretty good! Pretty powerful! Just yeah, I get to use all my loyalty abilities again. And if you're proliferating a lot enough to ult things twice, which you can do in the late stages, you can do that. It's pretty scary. Ulting something twice in a turn is a terrifying thing. And then Inexorable Tide for Bolas deck. So I have an official one for my non-proliferate deck. I have a Skaven Proliferate engine, which was made by... doesn't actually say. Deolite? Maybe? I just thought it was cool. It's a contagion engine. It's the Plague Sensor. It's either the Plague Sensor or the Screaming Doom Bell. I think it's the Plague Sensor. Which Clan Pestilence uses a lot. A Contagion Clasp in the D&D style. Mondrak, Glory Dominus, which will be going either into tokens or into the zombies that I'm going to do. Probably tokens. Karn's Bastion in the pretty sort of D&D style art. The new Vraska, because again I wanted the pretty border version. Steam Vents, because look, it's a... I can't tell who did this because it's a bit blurry at the bottom. It might be Midjourney. I think maybe this was done by AI Midjourney, which would be incredible if that was done by AI. But it's Steam Vents. It done in the cat invocation style. An island, but it's Guar. I just thought this was cute. Ah! Vishar. Another Goose card is Torrent of Lava, which isn't actually a card for birds as such. It goes in birds, but it isn't. It says Torrent of Lava deals X damage to each creature without flying. As long as it's on the stack, each creature has tap on the next one damage to be dealt to this creature by Torrent of Lava this turn. It's actually worse than some other cards that do the same thing, but I made this because I saw Torrent of Lava. I was like, oh, what's a broken card in birds? Because, like, in birds, everything flies. Everything flies. So, you hit everything that doesn't fly, it's a one-sided board wipe. And I made a couple of those because one's going in the binder. We have Luxury Suite. I don't have a couple copies of this because one of them is going to a different deck. Blood Crypt because I'm in cat invocation style stuff. Pretty. Fairy Master of Time. He's the master of herbs and spices. He's a dick. But he takes extra turns, which is very important for any Super Friends deck that cares about going infinite. Yeah, Bonsai, which was one of the crash lands. I think I just had extra space, I just did more of the water rooms. We have Drain Damage as well, which is Boss 2. Boss 2 I couldn't quite remove Crunch from it, because he's kind of like... He's too front and center in most of the art of, in most of the screenshots for the game, because of the nature of the boss in this room. So it was really hard to remove. And then you just have, Gundam-style Thopter, the Staff Completion for that deck, for the Bolas deck. Another Goose. Printing off more Geese, because I had more space. I had space, so I was like, yep, it's more Geese. More bits! Another Goose. It's unfortunate it doesn't actually say who did the art for that one. I have Tekafel, Glory Dominant, Inquiry Dominus. If you proliferate twice instead, that goes into the Super Friends deck, because every time if you have that in an Inexorable Tide, it's just like, yes, every time I cast a spell, I will proliferate twice. And if you combine that with the one that proliferates when you cast a non-creature, yes, every time I cast a Planeswalker, I think I will proliferate 4 times. I also believe that he doubles off the Contagion engine, so when a Contagion engine goes Because Contagion Engine proliferates, and then proliferates again. So I believe it will go proliferate, 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 proliferate. And I think the same would go with Playmore Celebration. I do need a copy of this on my actual other deck, but I need the actual cards for it in that deck because it's for tournaments. Anyway, Tekuthal. Viral Drake is also going in that deck because it's proliferating boy. It says what 3 in a blue proliferate, which can go infinite. If you have like Gemstone Array and a few other things that have a charge counter, things that say you can remove them to gain mana, you can just like if you have like 4 of them in total, you could just go remove 1, remove 1, remove 1, remove 1. Or with Tekuthal, you only need 2 in that case. Just go remove some of these, proliferate, put them back, do it again. Fuck you. Everflowing Shellness, 1 in D&D style, for the Bolas deck, because, oh look, it's a card that works well with a Viral Drake. Now granted, it doesn't go infinite with it, because you have to tap it to do things, but you can still get a lot of value out of it. And another Everflowing, which is going into a different deck, where it cares less about the charge counters and more just casting it for a lot, and then using Paradox Engine to keep fucking untapping it. Because Paradox Engine is fucking stupid. I know it's banned. I don't care. At some point, me and my playgroup will do a no bannless commander pod, because funny. So I'm building colorless Paradox Engine deck with Traxos. Although it might, I think I showed it off like in a very old video. Traxos will probably be replaced with something like Urza's Battle Partner now or something, since we now have more legendary creature options for colorless decks. Spectator Seeding is going in the Bolas deck. Actually, not going in the Bolas deck, that's wait. Spectator Seeding, which is going in... But this is going into the Attractions deck, sorry. Because it's a pretty... have more Sinking Feelings. They have more Seashells. Another Rumble. More Jungle Rumbles, more H2O-Nos. Droid Void, which was one, I think that was Warp Room 3 or 4. Hold up. 1 second. I need to just sort these into the Crashlands pile. Sorry, I now have the H2O-No theme in my head. By the way, if you ever want, by the way, listen to the OST of Crash Wrath of Cortex. It is so good. It's probably one of the best things of that game. Which, it wasn't a good game, so it's not hard to top the music, I guess. But trust me, music good. And then the droids voids go in at the back, because they will walk through them. Either 3 or 4, I can't remember. I was trying to do them in order, but I have done every single one. It was just, and I should have really been asked to template them all up, since I had extra slots, but I just couldn't. Entirely custom card, Sadness. It goes in every deck, by the way. You put it in the sideboard of every single deck, including Commander. You just tell your playgroup, I'd like to rule 0 this, in my wish board, even in Commander, even if you're not allowing wish board, because it's very relevant. It's an instant, 0 cost, it's blue, it's sad. Sadness is blue, a split second, so no one can respond to it. You become in mental pain. That's a fact. Sadness is on the stack. It resolves. If someone managed to counter your sadness, I think you should give them a big hug, and then play another copy of Sadness. Because Sadness is eternal. We did another Mana My Code because Goose. We have Aarakocra Sneak because Goose. Fury Charm, which is like a combination of a JoJo meme and the meme with the fucking, the Dreamies meme and the fucking Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah! Pondering Goose, Pondering the Orb.
Pondering the orb.
And then we have some very pretty things. So we have a Mox Emerald, Mox Ruby, and Mox Pearl, and then the Mana goes at the back. I have done the rest of the cycle. I have done Mox Jet and Mox Sapphire. It's just, I haven't printed them yet. I think I may have finished those after I printed. I think it was just another I can't be asked to template them all thing. I think these again were just because I had slots left over, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll do more things. Anyway, yes. So, in terms of piles, we have Crashlands, meme cards, except for stuff, funny things, and then obviously we have this 9% Goose stuff, but also stuff for myself deck-wise and stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video here. Let me know. Let me know if you want to make any orders of any Goose stuff. And I'll see you lovely geese and goslings and friendos some other time, perhaps.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Get on, stupid.